Hey, how's everybody doing? Well, I couldn't find the link. Someone asked me about making a map. If they post it, that's fine, but I'll just go ahead and make this video. Somebody else was asking about a mesh road. Um, Normally, you can export your mesh roads from Blender. I mean, from Beam, rather, to Blender. So like this mesh road here, you would export it. You would pick it with the mesh editor. You go to File, Export, select it as Kaleida. And you just pick the level that you want it in, like where you're working now. And just name it something and save it, and then when you get into Blender, you import it in. It's not going to come with a texture, but I'm sure you brought it in there probably to put your own texture on it anyway, or to make it better. I personally don't like mesh roads. I don't like using them because you're limited to just asphalt. You can't put a custom ground model on it, where you couldn't used to, or if you could, I didn't know how to do it, put it that way. It never worked for me. And I don't like the way they spline based. They twist and kink too easily. But anyway, that's one of the mesh roads that came from the game. It's just, that's all it is. It's just a box, basically. A box. Basically a mesh cube. But I'd suggest, for less problem, make a mesh plane. And I'll show you why. Let me scale this mesh plane up. Let me import in a car from the game so I got a good idea of the scale we're looking at. Alright, so that's the truck from the game. So give me an idea how big to make that. Right? Now, we don't need the truck anymore. Now, that cube there, you'll go to edit mode, and you'll subdivide it. I'd recommend doing even subdivisions. Just pick the face with the face selected there, and go to edge. Go to edit mode. Go to edit mode, pick the face with the face thing. Go to edge, and subdivide. And then down here you get a little tab, and you can subdivide it more. You don't want to go crazy, because this thing's going to repeat itself like 100 times. And 100 times, however many, that's how many faces it'll be. But I'll still go up a little higher. And I'll throw in a couple extra loop cuts here and here. Like that. And then I'll select those, the top. I'll select the top one in the middle, kind of, where the edges. Actually, let me just pick the edges. Go to top view. And we'll get the edges here selected. Like that. And then we'll turn on proportion editing. And when we press G on our keyboard with them selected, press G and then Z to move up or down. And then while you're moving it, hit page up, page down, and it'll adjust the amount of influence that decision you made has on the other stuff around it. So doing something like that, and then doing it again with a smaller area like that, you get a little lip like that. You know what I mean? Keep you from falling off of it so easily. All right, so then you're gonna go back to object mode, and you're going to pick the edges of this thing. I'm not going to worry about telling you how to make it smooth. We're not going to worry about that right now. Let's just go on with this here. Go to here, add modifier, generate array. Now it's going to put it never where you want it, so just change the direction it's going by changing this to a different number, so it follows the Y. Y is green, red is X. You can always remember X is red. If you think about a treasure map, you think of X marks the spot. It's always red. That's how I remembered it. And so that there is your array. You can tell it however many you want it to make. And then what you'll do, the easiest way to modify this, to bend it and stuff, I find, is to go to add a curve path. Now when you go to edit mode with that curve path selected, you see it's rotated that way. God damn it. And you can't rotate it back around. It don't do right when you do that. Hold on a minute. I backed up too many damn spots. You want it going the direction of that path, because if you try to rotate the path, it never does right. It still may not do right. I don't know what the deal is with that. See, I can't, it won't let me apply any transforms. If I try to, it's going to have to redo that. Oh, let me try it. Shit. There we go. Now, make a damn mesh. I mean a curve path rather. Now pick, as your path is selected, pick the mesh here and add another modifier, a deform curve. And then you're going to pick that mesh curve, that NURBS path is what they call it. Now, anything you do with that path will influence the track. Going to edit mode with the path selected, you can pick these balls here and you can move them with G, and you can make new ones with E. Right? You can just make you whatever you want to make. And you got the length of that thing, however many you told it to be. But if you need more, you can always go back and adjust this or lower it if you don't need as much. Right? And the good thing about this is when you're editing it, you can easily do corrections inside of Blender and then send it straight back to the game without any having to redo it all. Alright, let's do something like that. There. Nope. Messed that up. I'm going to pick all of them by pressing A and go to control points and say smooth. Alright, now you can pick any of these points, and if your camera is not cooperating, press the period key on the Notepad and it'll zoom up to it. Then you can go up to here to item, and tell it to tilt. You can tilt it. You can adjust a few at a time if you wanted to do a few at a time. You know, maybe you want it to have like a bank, right? Alright, something like that. Alright, say you're happy with it. You want to put a texture on it. Just remember, what you texture is texturing just on that one cube. It's not going across. I mean, it'll go across it all, but it's going to be cube based. Whatever that cube was, that's the texture you're going to get. See, it takes me back to the cube, the original cube. And that's where I would basically put my texture, and then it will just repeat it. We'll make a new texture real quick. We'll just call it New Road. And we'll stick a road texture on it by picking one that's already made. I don't feel like making one right now. Hey, how about we make it with that? That'll work. It's not a road, but it's a railroad track. But it'll be alright. Okay, so now we go back to object mode, and we want to send this to the Beam. We name our thing here, whatever we're going to name it, and then we're going to go up to File, Export, as Kaleida, DAE. Go to the geometry and tell it to apply the modifiers in the viewport when it exports. That way it'll keep the modification in here on, but only disable for exporting purposes. And in main, you're not sending your NURB path to, you're only going to put your new road there, so pick selection only. And then find your level you want it to be in, and import it in from the asset browser once you get it in there. Make a new folder too. You want it in its own folder so the game will do the texture for you. Or you have to manually add it if you put it in there with something else. You can name the DAE whatever you want, no matter. And export. Now import it in from the game. And go to your file browser. Wait 10 years for that to load. It didn't used to take that long until they merged them assets. Alright, so new road. There's our new road right there. Why is it green? I might already have a texture called new road. No? It didn't put the color map on it for some reason. It didn't even copy it into there. Oh, it's looking in the wrong place. I bet I had two of these damn things named the same damn thing. I guess I did. Yeah. I don't know where it's at though. Oh, road. There's a texture in there called new road. I don't see it. Well, that's a damn Scooby-Doo mystery, folks. Only the game can solve that one. I don't see what the hell happened. What happened, I don't know. But I know it didn't leave Blender like that. It left it with that on it. Train tracks.png. It should have copied that into there. Export DAE. Copy texture options. I don't know. Y'all know, folks. Don't know. But we'll just add it. I'll just pick a different one that's in here. I don't feel like going and looking for it. And it's no longer a mesh road. So whatever your texture looks like in the game, I mean in Blender is what it's going to look like here. You're not going to be able to adjust it. And then you'll tell it to do the visible mesh final for the collision mesh with the mesh selected. Inspector, visible mesh final. And then you'll rebuild your collisions. And then you can drive on it. I found it. I think it's back there. There it is. Grab this controller here. befuddled. That's the word I was trying to remember. It befuddles me. In fact, that one thing didn't bring that up to it. See that little lip here? I'll roll off the side. Roll off the side. You can just as easily go back to it in Blender and say, you know what, I think I'd rather have it twist here at the end instead of over there at the end. Well, you can do that. You just edit your nerd path again. And then you can move any of these around. You can delete the balls and start back over. Just don't delete the first ones that started it, the 4 that started. That's right there, you see them. They're clustered together, just leave them. So you want to make a loop. I'm not good at making loops. The one thing I thought might help, be it a side view, and have a circle. That's the loop for your stencil, basically. I didn't mean to do that. I added that in edit mode. Add circle. Rotate it so it's facing the other way. Scale it up. Rotate it. Like that. Go back to our nerd path, edit mode. Oh, damn it, I'm not in the side view. Perfect side view. More road. We just have to offset it. Turn off proportion editing so you don't influence the other nodes around it. There's probably an easier way to do it. I don't know what it is though. Yeah, there's got to be an easier way to do that. Like I said, I don't make loops. I bet if I did, I'd I know I do it better. That's a shitty loop right there, goodness. They won't be hiring me to design any new roller coasters for the theme park. That's for sure. You hear about people getting ejected out of it. We'll pick them all, smooth them a few times. Let's just export it. I'll be here all day adjusting these settings and never get it where I want it. So we'll just send it over like it is. Now since it's using the same texture, you can send the new one in there where the old one's at, since they got the same texture anyway. Just make sure you got your viewport apply modifiers on. Import it in. You probably need to, oh, you didn't have to, actually, I didn't have to refresh. Sometimes you have to, you know, tell it to refresh the assets, refresh the directory, if it doesn't show right up, you know. But this one did. Also, you can tell the texture to be double-sided so you can see the back side of it. And tell it to invert back face normals in advanced, so it doesn't make the back so dark. And then try it, see if you can make it around the loop. I know we ain't gonna make it around that. I very seriously doubt it. Tell it to be visible mesh final, rebuild collisions, and give it a go. Here's my controller. No, right here. Something faster than that. Probably would if we had more speed. Try the other side. But yeah, it's going to need more speed than that. There's no way it's going to make it around that. that's pretty much that. You pretty much unlimited what you can make. Just another tip. Be sure that you tell it to show you face orientation to make sure that the side you drive on is not red. That would mean it's inside out. And on a mesh plane that's inside out, you fall through it. If it's a solid object, it'll grab the car and pull it in it, which is great for like making lava effects. If that's what you want to do. That's easy to do. You just make you a mesh cube, scale that thing up, or get it the size that you want it. And then purposely flip the normals. Mesh normals flip. And then export that into the game. And it'll look like it's melting it somewhat. I never tried to put the ground model melt on a reverse normal. I bet that would be kind of cool. Oh, I gotta go to texture. I almost forgot. You ain't gonna see nothing if you ain't got nothing on it. I find that having a few of them kind of like stacked on one another, just one kind of in the other one a little bit, sometimes does better. Oh, forgot to tell it mesh final. Visible mesh final. Oh, should have picked all of them and did it all at the same time. They're still going through that, ain't it? Shit. See what I mean? Starts to look like it's melting. And you put a ground model that does make it melt, and it really melt. It's not in here. Oh, this is not my map. That's right. I didn't put it in there yet. But I did in the other version. Not this one. I have to reload though.